Hello there, you beautiful nearly 41,000 subscribers. I know what I said about doing this video next week didn't, well, quite happen, but I got a bit sidetracked with a project that I'm ridiculously excited to tell you about. It's very exciting, and I do suspect that some of you have been expecting this announcement for quite a little while, but more on that next week. Anyway, here is part 2 of 40 fragrances from the past 5 years that I'd highly recommend, with the final 20. Let's start with number 21, Motif Olfactif Monoasis from 2019. Yes, this was my absolute favourite niche purchase last year for a reason. Now, I did a review where I feel as though I explained everything clearly, but damn, if you're looking for a tropical adventure with lavender and patchouli, a high humidity golden syrup garden filled with strong smelling flowers, and a strong lavender note rippling through the garden, then you must check this out. It's such a stunning composition, so well thought out, the highest class of perfumery. Not for everyone, but for some of you, this is going to be one of the most special fragrances you ever pick up. Number 22, Emporio Armani's Strong With You Intensely 2019. Back to some more wearable scents, and I know I've gone on about this fragrance a lot, and I realise that, but this is as wearable as it gets. I've mentioned before that one of the best ways to garner compliments is wearing a fragrance that smells clean, but in the colder months it should also smell warm and maybe something that's sweet. Strong With You Intensely is both sweet and clean. Along with vanilla, toffee and caramel, this comes with excellent projection and solid staying power. Strong With You Intensely truly is one of the best designer fragrances you could buy right now. Number 23, CK Everyone from 2020. In general, Calvin Klein deserves more attention. I'm still a fan of baseline, easy-to-wear, youthful aquatic florals, and Calvin Klein used to be the king in that department, not just with CK1 but also with Eternity, Free, Euphoria, and all of those CK1 summer flankers. But I really enjoyed CK Everyone. I do still wear it every now and then in the high heat of summer. It's very straightforward and basic, but that freshly squeezed orange orange juice smell and aquatic scent can sometimes just really hit the spot. Price is fantastic also, and on some bargain bin websites you can get this for basically nothing. Number 24, Byredo The 11th Hour from 2018. Now, maybe this has intrigued me, as it's also the name of the first episode featuring Matt Smith's 11th Doctor. You know, I adored Matt Smith's era of Doctor Who for many different reasons. The plot, storylines, the acting, costume design, monsters, the set design, the opening titles, the action. Oh, what a great show. Anyway, Byredo is a great minimalist fragrance brand with such sleeper hits as Mojave Ghost, Pulp, Gypsy Water, and my personal favourite, Bal d'Afrique. Their new additions have been solid, but for some reason they don't get all that much attention in Fragcom anymore. But one I'd highly recommend is the 11th Hour. This got mixed reviews, and I don't really understand why. With notes of plum, fig, and rum, this is a fruity good time. Perfect for high spring and early summer. There's also that classic Byredo white pepper and some bergamot to give it a zesty opening. Very wearable, fruity, and rich. Oh man, I need to get myself a full bottle of this bad boy. Number 25, Maison Margiela's Autumn Vibes from just last year, 2021. This one is a little bit wacky, if I'm honest, and not really the true autumnal warming vibes that I was expecting. It's actually more like a rainy autumnal day. It's greener and fresher than I expect, but I do like the contrasting amber woodsy smell with a powdery barbershop smell that is similar to At the Barber's, again from Maison Margiela, or Cartier's Declaration. It's very typically a Margiela piece, the typical amber dry down, but it also has a quite clean, green, and powdery side to it that makes it quite interesting to wear. Number 26, Miller Harris's Leather Rouge from 2019. You know why I like this? Because it does exactly what it says on the tin. This is that modern Tom Ford-esque leather note that we all know and love, really quite strong, with a powerful raspberry and rose combination. It does smell as though you sprayed ombre leather on raspberry jam and toast with a bunch of roses sat next to it, if you're into that sort of thing. I've had a little sample of this for a few months, and I probably won't be getting a bottle until next autumn, but I just love how straightforward a concept it is, and the execution is bloody brilliant. I'd also say that the performance is solid. It's about the same as ombre leather, so a good solid 8 hours longevity. I'd highly recommend this. Number 27, Yves Saint Laurent La Nuit de l'Homme Eau de Parfum, again from 2019. Now, I know that I've joked before that there are approximately 7.2 billion L'Homme flankers, nearly enough for every human being on the planet. In fact, at this point you might as well give every single newborn baby its own La Nuit flanker. I have joked about this, but in reality there have only been 22 L'Homme flankers, which is coincidentally the same number of real subscribers TLTG Reviews probably has. La Nuit de l'Homme Eau de Parfum sort of got lost in the shuffle and has had a mixed response, but I do like it. It's a dark, spicy tonka scent with quite a few sugary synthetics, yes that's true, but with some pretty decent leather combined with a pleasant aromatic, subtle lavender. I do like this one. I think it's different for the L'Homme line, and especially for a La Nuit de l'Homme flanker, and some of you will really get something out of it. Number 28, Tom Ford Beau de Jour 2020. The signature version of Beau de Jour is actually, in my opinion, much better than the private line edition. This is very herby, very sophisticated. This reminds me of the vibe of Daniel Craig's James Bond at the beginning of No Time to Die. He's a badass, he's in a country that actually has summer. Curse you, Britain! This is perfect for a man who means business and is looking for an aromatic green spicy fragrance with some tough soapy accords. As one person commented on Fragrantica, hopefully someday I'll be manly enough to wear this. Number 29. Look, I was wrong. I was wrong. Jean Paul Gaultier's La Malle Parfum from 2020. I'm big enough to admit that I was wrong, and I get it now. I still know why I hated this initially, and that over-the-top sugary nature still irks me. But as I've worn it more and more, I do get it. It's a fun fragrance, and as it's gotten unfavourably cold in this harsh winter, it's all still a bit much, but it's very nice in little doses. This can be a great, strong designer fragrance, and for some of you, this will be a great addition to your winter designer wardrobe, no doubt. Okay, now I've become aware recently that I have more than just 3 female viewers. In fact, I've done some maths, and I think, hang on a minute, just let me do some calculations. Let me do some arithmetic, take away that, divide by 10. And yes, I found out that there are indeed at least 5 of you. So in that case, these next 5 fragrance recommendations are for all of my female viewers individually, all 5 of you. So if you've ever wondered what my favourite female fragrance of all time is, it's got to be Black Opium. I just love the sweet and sexy vanilla and undercurrent coffee combination. But let me tell you, it may be soon upgraded, because number 30, Black Opium Extreme from 2021. Oh my god, this is amazing. There's more coffee in here, and it's darker and richer with its vanilla. I'm actually wondering if they changed the type of vanilla to a Tahitian vanilla, as it's richer and bolder, and is going towards the type of richness usually smelt in Oud Satin Mood. Michelle, I know that you're not really that into designer female fragrances, but you're going to love this. I promise. I know how much you adore Oud Satin Mood. Just check this one out. This is my recommendation for you, darling. Number 31, Zaharoff Signature Rose 2021. Now, this is a unisex fragrance, so gents, you can come in on this. But ladies, if you're interested, damn, this is something else when it comes to rose. In my opinion, this is actually probably the best Zaharoff ever made. The rose is thick and luscious, and the way that the amber accord and rose combine is just one of those magical things in perfumery. It's the best. I think that this is going to be a springtime and summer evening banger. Now let me also give you a bit of a caveat here. I'm not the biggest rose fan in the world. I was not a fan of Rose Prick by Tom Ford at all. Found it quite thin and, dare I say, a little synthetic. But Signature Rose bulldozes over Rose Prick, in my opinion. Just so warming, comforting, and decadent, a true masterpiece by Mr. Zaharoff. So remember when I said that Gucci had become a lot more interesting recently? Well, it hasn't just been for the men. Gucci Guilty EDP Pour Femme 2019 is also very interesting. Sure, we've got the usual female fragrance hodgepodgery with smashing a lot of fruits together and all that jazz, but this also has some quite strong cypress interlinked with blackberry and pink pepper, and it gives a fruity yet pleasant earthy nature smell in the background, and that pepper solidifies the union between the fruit and tree. a dazzling display from Gucci, and yet again for springtime, and maybe even summer, it could be your signature scent. Number 33. So I always go on about Aqua Universalis Forte by MFK, and of course, go for that, please. All of you, it's a unisex fragrance, I love it, that citrusy, ozonic fragrance DNA is great. But I also really enjoy, from MFK, 2019's Amorous Femme. This is for women who grew up loving Daisy by Marc Jacobs, and all the cute citrus fragrances that society has thrown at them, but wants the biggest upgrade possible. This is like a high-budget reboot of the Marc Jacobs Daisy line, or should that be Daisy Chain? But this is such an exquisite number by the talented maestro himself, and if you're looking for a new signature fragrance for the springtime, then I'd start saving some pretty pennies for this extremely pretty perfume. And finally, for my female reviewers, come on, you guessed it, number 34, Arquieste Misfit 2019. You know I love this, so let's quickly go over it again. Once again, we're feeling gorgeous patchouli note with citrus, but that patchouli is sort of misty, almost foggy, and quite clean. It reminds me of a woman who loves her bohemian style and clothing. But if in general you are a fan of patchouli, this is one of the best renditions of patchouli in the past 5 years, in my opinion. Number 35, Givenchy Gentleman Cologne 2019. I've mentioned this many times, but that opening truly haunts my dreams, as it's just so beautiful. An immense combination of grassy and wheaty vetiver with bright orange and lemon and some earthiness in the base. It's a beautiful summer's day by the river, and for your spring list, you need to check this out. Number 36, Givenchy Gentleman EDP Boisé 2020. It's not just me who goes on about this, you know. No, indeed, Fragrance Jesus, Fragrance Mary Magdalene, and even Fragrance Pontius Pilate all attest to the gospel of Gentleman EDP Boisé. A truly unique designer right now, which is a rare thing, has wonderful flurries of iris, cacao, sandalwood, and black pepper to make a very interesting and somewhat sexy little spicy number that will do well with many social situations in the cold weather. Number 37, Renier Parfums Oud Rain 2018. I feel as though I could have put at least 2 more Reniers on here. But out of all of the recent Renier perfumes, I'd say that my personal favourite that I desperately want you to check out is honestly Oud Rain. Seriously now, this goes for all of you. This is truly such an untapped fragrance. Oud and the juiciest damn mango you're sure to smell. This is a tropical paradise and reminds me of when I once went to Kerala, India, and in a way, that's a perfect description of it. The wondrous and magical fruity nuances that give connotations of sunshine, beaches, and good times, with the darker elements of the smooth oud that is like the sunshine hitting the trees of a tropical forest. A fantastic fragrance, super duper wearable, and something you should definitely check out for this spring. Number 39, Xerjoff Join the Club 400 2018. Now, Xerjoff is a true powerhouse in a niche world, and in the past couple of years, I think I can safely say that Naxos has been their hero fragrance for the brand. But if you're a fan of Naxos, you may want to check out its spiritual successor, Join the Club, or JTC 400. 400 is filled with jasmine and tobacco like Naxos, but also has white florals, specifically jasmine, even though it's not listed. Which is utterly bizarre, because this literally smells like a rich jasmine and honey incense stick. This at one point was my number 1 winter fragrance, and I actually took it away from videos because I thought it had been discontinued, but now it is indeed readily available. Although it is at a hefty price, it's a fantastic spectacle of niche perfumery and the only Xerjoff that I own. I'll probably be buying more Xerjoff soon, right about the same day that I win the lottery. And number 40, for the absolute bloody banter of it, finally, Montblanc Explorer. Boo all you want, I've seen what makes you cheer. Montblanc Explorer is a fragrance that we all knew was coming. Davidoff did it with Cool Water back in the 80s by copying Creed's Green Irish Tweed, and that's what this is. Montblanc Explorer is the cool water for a modern generation, a fantastic distilling of the Aventus DNA into a super cheerful and friendly citrus designer rendition of Aventus. Compliments galore that will make everybody, especially your wallet, very happy. And those were 40 fragrances from the past 5 years that I'd highly recommend. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I want to say a big thank you to everybody who's followed me over this incredible journey. I am very grateful that you have taken your time to smell fragrances with me. Who knows, I might even get to 50k before the end of this journey. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, like, subscribe, and next week, look out for a huge announcement video. Like I said, I've been working on something big, but I'll need your help. But don't worry, I've got something in store for you. I've got a few cheeky rewards if you help me, but we'll get to that soon enough. Anyway, I'm the Fragrance Apprentice. I'm going to be posting regularly now for at least the next 2 months. But until then, I'm the Fragrance Apprentice, and I'm out.